Welcome, beautiful souls, to another episode of the Spiritual Catalyst podcast, where we talk about all things weird and woo. I am your host, Sarah Lyons, founder of newearthschool.com.au, and today we are talking about cash consciousness, increasing your income through the power of your mind with Lynn Louise Larson. Lynn is the creator of the Evolution 10X method. She has helped entrepreneurs all over the world for over a decade create the success they desire in their life and business in flow through her income impact program. She is a light worker, master certified hypnotist, telepath, shapeshifter, cosmic Valkyrie, multidimensional traveler, and coach. And her approach is unlike any other mentors you have experienced. She combines ancient wisdom, brain science, and strategy, helping you master your thoughts and uplevel your consciousness to achieve your dream life. So, with that being said, welcome, beautiful Lynn. I'm so excited about this topic.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite topics. And money consciousness is really my jam because of my own personal journey through having money fears. I called them money terrors because mine were so debilitating no matter what my bank balance looked like. I was always terrified that I wasn't going to have enough money to the point that it literally landed me in emergency surgery.
Wow.
So once I figured out the magic elixir, once I figured out how to shift that, I knew that that was part of the bigger mission that I'm here to do, is help women get through that.
Yes, and I really want to hear about this myself. So I am sure the listeners want to hear about this. I know, my first successful year in business, making 5 figures a month, I was still absolutely terrified at the end of the day. What if this all stops working?
Oh my God. And mine was, I would have lots of money in, lots of money out, lots of money in. And it was like this pattern. And so when it was out, I would it would eat myself up. And then I would I got to budget. I got to do all these things. I got to work. I got to hustle. I got to, get out there and do more. And that's absolutely not the genesis of creating. Doing work, hard work and hustle does not equal results. And we all know that. Like, most of your listeners are going to be like, yeah, I get it. I understand it. The difference between understanding that money is energy and that it flows to us, and knowing that money is energy and being able to attract it, is when we know something on a core level, we can demonstrate it in our external circumstances. So you can understand it all you like, that money is energy, but until you can demonstrate it through really attracting it, you don't know it on a core level. And it takes those core level knowings to create the change and dynamic results that every entrepreneur and person wants.
Absolutely. And I love that you say that, because many of us on a conscious level, we understand, yep, money's energy. Yes, I shouldn't worry about the how. Money actually comes to me through its original source creation, not people, all the things. But, in working with my own clients, this is quite a struggle for us to actually embody this knowing. So what was your biggest thing? You said it landed you in hospital. What did you need to change within you?
So much, girl.
Yeah.
So I was one of those people. I'll just give you a little background.
Yeah.
Like all of us, I popped out onto this earth and I really wanted to transform the world. I knew I was here for bigger things. I wanted to join the Peace Corps. I wanted to do all the stuff and really serve and create a better quality of life for people, right? And along the way, when I was 16, I was sexually assaulted by an upperclassman and friend. And everything changed that day, because this strong, independent woman that popped out onto this earth, this cosmic being, all of a sudden that event created a number of different belief systems. But the one I want to talk about right now is the belief that I couldn't trust myself.
Mm.
So it planted a lot of self-doubt. But the biggest
Yeah.
one that I want to bring up is you can't trust yourself. So my logical brain, the one that I believed that I was making decisions from, was like, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Well, my subconscious was like, you can't trust yourself. You can't
Mm-hmm.
trust yourself to make decisions. So it took me on a path that was allowing school counselors, parents, well-meaning teachers making decisions for me, which
Yeah.
led me to university, getting a degree, climbing the corporate America
Mm-hmm.
ladder, getting a corner office. Everything looked great, right? Like I had the money, I had the penthouse, I had the boyfriend. It was all grand from the outside.
Yeah.
On the inside, it was a much different story. I was emotionally eating out of stress and anxiety. I would go out with the girls at night. I would go, emotionally eat when I got home, over drink, punish myself the next day with over exercise, and do it all again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And one afternoon, I was standing in my office and looking out over this gorgeous view of the Golden Gate Bridge. And all I could feel was stress, overwhelm, anxiety. I was in this panic. I was like, how did I get here? I don't know how I became this executive. I don't know how the hell I'm going to keep it up, because I felt like an imposter in my own life. I was depressed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I realized I'd climbed the wrong mountain. I'd
Mm.
climbed the mountain that society told me had conditioned me to believe that I was here to do and create happiness.
Mm-hmm.
But I was making corporations money, doing the exact opposite of what I came to this earth to do. And that was to help women, help individuals create a better quality of life for themselves. I'm here to transform the planet, raise the frequency of Pachamama through helping women with their cash consciousness, and take back the throne that we were written off of 3,500 years ago by men. And so when I'm standing there in all of this, that's when it all changed. But wouldn't we like to know that, wouldn't it be nice if I could say, and then everything just fell into place and it was better and I like became an entrepreneur? But we know that's not true. So
Yep.
during my journey, right, like over 12, it was probably about 10, 12 years, I started that day and I started reading things, taking in all that kind of stuff, getting coaches. But I didn't know back then how bad my money fears were.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the situations and events and what I've been taught around it just culminated. So even though I was doing the air quote work, I wasn't doing the work for cash consciousness. I was doing, like, I was healing and I was doing all that. Then everyone's going to get this. I was doing great. It was awesome. And then I became an entrepreneur. And then everything, like, you're like, wait, what happened to all that work that I did? It just goes against everything that we're conditioned to do from childhood. We're taught to be good employees. And so when I got in that role and I started really diving into it, my stress, anxiety about money really began to surface. And I was living more and more in fight or flight than I ever knew, to the point that it was releasing all this dangerous shit into my body, pardon my French.
Mm-hmm.
And then on a holiday, I ended up waking up after an emergency surgery and going, oh shit, something's got to change.
Wow.
I can't bypass it anymore. I got to really dive into the money aspect.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I've done the work. I do have some of the tools, but now it's time to get down and dirty. And so through all the trial and error and figuring out what works, what doesn't work, that's where I came up with a method. I got rid of all the stuff that was like fluff that didn't work, because I want rapid transformation for my women. And that's where the Evolution 10X method came into play, because it takes all three. You can have all the beautiful ancient wisdom and self-awareness, right? And if you don't have, and you can have the best funnel systems, you can have the best landing pages and biggest Facebook group ever. But if you don't have the basic knowledge of how the brain works so that you can reprogram those core level belief systems, then you're not gonna get that ground that you need.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that this evolved through your own personal, trials and tribulations, and now you're with us today with your own beautiful modality that helps women rapidly transform their lives. I'd love to hear a little bit about what this evolution 10x method entails.
Girl, it's a deep dive,
Yeah.
right? So when this airs, I'm going
Mhm.
through a launch for it. It's not an evergreen program because this is very structured
Yep.
and there are steps. Like it sounds crazy because it's not air quote strategy, right? But at the same time, it very much is a process. Like it is a method, and it takes you through understanding the way your brain works. It helps you understand, because a lot, like I help coaches, healers, hypnotists, spiritual light workers, people that are um, very cosmic in their own right. So they have a lot of that ancient wisdom. So helping them understand how that ancient wisdom is being proven by science now. So we can take and go, oh, the logical brain. So it is real. It's not just this ethereal concept.
Mm,
And I can apply it and I can understand the ancient wisdom on a new level within this third dimension reality, right?
yep.
And then I can take and I can reprogram. So we have the ancient wisdom blended with that science, brain science. I'm a master certified hypnotist. So I have designed very specific hypnosis that you learn within there, that is a daily practice to keep that cup full of good stuff and get rid
Mm,
of that snarky inner critic. So we make sure out of the gate that you're already getting all those practices in place so that you can have that calm inner self guidance. And you probably already know this, like meditation is a state of being. It's not a
mhm,
practice. So
mm.
we want to create that state of being through our entire life. Sure, we're going to have challenges. Don't get me wrong. We're still going to experience emotions, but we want to be able to deal with the emotions, and not allow new meanings or old meanings to self-sabotage us.
Mhm.
So it really is mastering your thoughts and then up leveling, because most of humanity still in this enlightened age, in the age of Aquarius and all the consciousness coming in, 97% of the population is still operating from the lowest level of thought,
Yeah.
which is thinking,
Yeah.
right? And it's just running on autopilot all the day. And their subconscious is making the decisions for them,
Yeah.
and they're not even aware of it. And all those decisions are based on past experiences, not possibility. So
Mhm.
we want to move into the power of possibility, so that every moment, that integration with higher self, they can make the decision that's going to propel them in the direction that they want to go, and not sabotage them into old beliefs and behaviors.
Yes. Oh, I love this so much because as a spiritual being, as an empath, as a heart-centered light worker, it really pains me to watch women in my world not get to where they want to go. And I know that this is what you are talking about. It's those subconscious beliefs and their thinking keeping them where they are. Pardon me.
So conditioned into it. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be straight. Like I'm completely transparent, you know that. But
Yeah.
the whole thing is that money is a direct reflection of who we are and our
Yeah.
self-worth, right?
Mm.
So, and it's like a thermostat. A lot of people are like, oh, I love myself and therefore I should be making all this money. But self-worth is like turning up a thermostat. So it's something that we're continually working over the course of the rest of our life. So we
Yes.
can turn it up rapidly, But if you really look at what women have been conditioned to believe through beauty culture, through misogynistic behaviors, and that's why I say we're going to take back that freaking throne, because we belong there, not to just dethrone men, but to, stand in our power, reclaim that personal power. And so as we change those self-worth stories, we're able to turn up the thermostat on our ability to attract money. And I often tell women, because you probably hear this all the time too, I have a money problem. I have money problems. And I'm like, no, you don't have a money problem. You have a receiving problem. And the receiving is the lack of self-worth. So when we can address those core level beliefs and transform that snarky inner critic into a powerful ally, you're unstoppable.
Yeah. Yes. And how amazing we have women like you, Lynn, that can lead the way through this. I know for myself, I had to clear the deepest, darkest, yuckiest stuff for myself to, really embody a new wealth consciousness. And I love the topic of money now. It lights me up. I love it. But I also know the stuff I had to clear to get here, and I continue to clear on a daily basis. So this is a topic that will just never get old. And I know that the listeners will be like, yes, cash consciousness. Yes, please. So for those that are totally lit up by hearing you talk about this, and they really want to, shift those thoughts and start embodying that new way of thinking to increase their cash consciousness and wealth quota, how can they get in touch with you?
So the great thing is right now when this comes out, I have the absolutely free money masterclass teaching cash consciousness. So they can find the link to that probably in the descriptions. You're going to attach that.
Yep.
But I do have a Facebook group. They can pop in there. It is a secret sell strategy for badass coaches, healers, and hypnotists.
Beautiful.
I am open. I am open to accepting friends. I am open. I check my DMs myself. I don't have an assistant do it. I'm all about creating the trust with women, because it's really hard in the coaching industry right now to know who to trust, who knows what they're doing, who's a good coach. So I want to be able to really service and help women. And I don't have a problem answering questions. Even people that come into the group, if they want to ask questions, I'm there. I'm here to help others. So they can connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever they feel comfortable reaching out. And who uses a website anymore? I never even talk about my website, but I do have one. I'm the Cosmic Valkyrie, but really like my Facebook group and Facebook are my favorite. It's my favorite way to connect with women. And it's my name, Lynn Louise Larson.
Beautiful.
So I'm easy to find.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll make sure that we pop all of those links under this episode here. Thank you so much, Lynn, for coming on today and talking to us about this fascinating topic. And for those of you, thank you. And beautiful listeners, I'll make sure we pop those links in the episode so you can reach out to Lynn. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider leaving us a review and following us for more Spiritual Catalyst episodes. Talk to you soon. Bye.